caste-based discrimination. In today's British Asian community, what role does caste play? All that and more coming up next. Hi, welcome to Broken Silence. I'm Sanyya Gardez. Today we're discussing the issue of caste. In today's British Asian society, what role does caste really play? Joining me on the panel is Davinder Prasad, General Secretary of Caste Watch UK. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about your organization and what you do?
Our organization is known as Caste Watch UK. Caste is a very old phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has been in existence for centuries in India. And caste actually decides the social structure, different levels of society. And just by the virtue of being born in a particular family, you can be in the highest level in the society. And if you are unfortunate to be born in a lower level of society, then obviously you are treated with totally different kind of...
What's the primary aim of Caste Watch?
Caste Watch is, I came to this country in 1980. And when I came here, there was a lot of racial discrimination campaigns going on. Mm-hmm. And I thought I had left the caste problems behind me. Everything was going on fine. Government was spending a lot of money. And suddenly in 1995, there was a publication from, it was Department for Equality and Social Justice.
Right.
They circulated this booklet, and it's called Guide to Ethnic Minority, Ethnic Customs and Religions and Naming System.
Right. What was
this was happening when the government is going out of its way to promote racial discrimination.
Okay.
And what actually the people who were fighting these campaigns for racial discrimination, they were trying to educate people in the host community. Mm-hmm. And this this guide was circulated for consultation to various community groups.
What's in that guide?
And it just describes what Sikh community is, how you can recognize people from Muslim community and Hindu community. And the thing which I found very disturbing was this paragraph about caste, in which they, describe caste in a way that I've never heard that even in India. I can read these lines to you.
Sure.
It says caste is inherited by birth, and one cannot change or leave one's caste. And before that, they describe what castes are, and it describes 4 levels. And the 5th one is those who do the lowest work, pariahs or untouchables, are called Harijans or children of God. And it says caste is inherited by birth. One cannot change or leave one's caste. Now, this is important thing which has upset everybody.
But isn't the caste system, isn't it the fundamentals of the Hindu religion? Isn't it based on the caste system?
It is. But, when you speak to Hindus, they're always in a denial. They don't think caste is a problem. But I just want to read this to you. It says Hindus in Britain may wish to observe the caste system and wish to avoid dining or intermarriage with members of other caste. Mm-hmm. This is what a booklet that has come from a government department describing the caste system. And it is written by a chairman of Department of Equality and Social Justice, which happened to be a Brahmin.
Mr. Prasad, aren't we just blaming one religion for caste discrimination?
I think one Hindu religion in particular gets blamed for it more than others. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at the origin of caste, it starts from the Hindu scriptures. There's one particular scripture which is called Manusmriti.
Right.
Manusmriti is a scripture which lays down the laws of Hindu way of life. Mm-hmm. And that scripture clearly describes in a very, very horrible way how people from the so-called low caste should be treated. Hindu religion is the only religion.
And you're Hindu yourself, right, Mr. Prasad?
Yeah, I'm Hindu myself, but that's the only religion, unfortunately, which gives religious sanctity to caste discrimination and caste prejudice. You have people who have converted to Christian religion or Islam. They unfortunately were also people from the low caste, who many of them were from the low caste, who escaped from the atrocities they found in Hindu religion and they just adopted the religion. So they carried the caste with them, caste notion and caste prejudice. But Hinduism is the only religion where there's a religious sanction to this caste system.
Now we know that the atrocities against lower castes or different castes in India and the UK is prevalent. But while I was doing research for this program, I came across various different organizations, Brahmin organizations, who are of the opinion that the only people that really have a problem with caste are the lower caste people. They're quite okay with the status quo.
But they are absolutely right. I mean, Hindu organizations are absolutely right. When you say that low caste people are the only people who have problems, because we are the victims. I mean, if you are a victim, you have problems.
But their whole basis of caste, and correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
is that your caste in this life is determined by what you've done in your past life. So Brahmins feel a sense of entitlement to being the higher caste.
Exactly.
So there's no way actually to move away from caste-based discrimination unless we actually change the text.
That's exactly right. But the main thing is we live in a democracy. We now, people no longer live in 1st century BC. We are living in 21st century. We have got human rights.
But do you think we were talking about putting it into law, having it in law
right.
that it can't be caste-based discrimination?
If the religious scriptures tell you something which violates the human rights, obviously we will fight and we will campaign that those scriptures are wrong.
But I agree with you, and,
Yeah.
and this is the reason why we're doing this show, because it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
However, then their argument is this: we can't change our religion. This is our religion. This is the text. This is the way it is. So even if we put this into law, even if we make it, against the law to have discrimination based on caste, people that are following their religion are devout followers of Hinduism. They'll still go ahead and discriminate based on caste because it's part of their religion.
That's exactly.
But how do you feel as a Hindu then to know that the religion that you're part of is promoting this?
Now, Hinduism, if you look at it, is a continuously evolving religion, like many other religions. I mean, to say that to be a Hindu, you have to practice caste discrimination. As a Hindu, I would challenge that.
Right.
That is not true. Plus, in this day and age, and you have got organizations like United Nations and Human Rights Commission, International Human Rights Courts. I mean, it's the human rights which take precedence over religion. If a religion preaches you that you have to make human sacrifice,
Sure.
you think that will be allowed?
Right.
No, because law obviously will protect you from that kind of religion. If Hindu religion teaches you to mistreat the citizens of this country and violate their human rights, that religion needs to change.
Mr. Prasad, do you identify yourself based on your caste?
Well, caste identity is important because...
Can I just ask you what your caste is?
My caste, I belong to a community called Valmiki community, and we consider ourselves to be original inhabitants of India.
Sure.
I mean, we believe that India was our country before it was invaded by Aryans, and they made us into slaves, forced us to live a life of deprivation, and we were not allowed to have any access to education.
Do you consider yourself a religious man?
Well, not really.